Hello, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. Yes, that's what we're reading today. Yep. I make my way out of the secondary building, my eyes glued to the floor for the entire time. I don't even know how to begin to consider the offer that I was given. I know nothing about checking out universities or anything of the sort. My initial plans were to graduate and move to the United States to establish a sort of home base there. Saya and I already knew we'd have family support for at least the first year, enough to rent an apartment for us to share, pay for food and utilities, and get access to a basic local gym and courts so we could train. We knew from the get-go that this sort of thing would be risky, but the two of us agreed 2 years ago after we'd heard that Murasaki-senpai would be attending college at the same time as he maintained his professional career, that we thought it was a waste of time. And yet, when I look at the progress Murasaki-senpai has managed to achieve in only 2 years, I can't completely reject the notion either. It's clear he must have had an incredibly nurturing and competitive environment to have developed that much in so little time. What if the university in Canada is the same? Could it possibly be a good idea after all? There's just so much that I don't know. I hate not knowing what to do. I should probably ask Shoichi about it. He'd probably know what to do. Hell, I already know he'll be insisting that I accept it. He's been hounding me for years about how I shouldn't forsake a college degree just because I want to go pro. This would be the perfect opportunity for him to double down on all of that. Which probably means I shouldn't tell him. But then again, would it be fair to be hiding a secret like that from my boyfriend? No, even if I think dealing with his pushiness would be annoying, I can't justify lying to him or hiding things from him. Shuichi might be one of the pushiest people I know, and might still make me uncomfortable at times with how fast he wants to take things, but he's still my boyfriend. I need to be honest with him again about I'll give myself time to digest the information first. Yeah, that should be a good comparison. A compromise, that was what the word was. While I'm making my way out of walking through the school's entrance courtyard, I see a familiar shape sitting alone on a bench underneath the shade's tree. Oh, hello. The wolf is leaning back on the seat, fiddling around with his phone. I consider for a few seconds whether I should approach him. He hasn't noticed me at all yet. I guess I can't, it can't hurt to talk to him. He's fun to talk to at times. Like a barely, appeased rabid dog. Maybe it's the adrenaline of not knowing when he'll try to maul me to death that I find fun. Nah, I'm giving him too little credit here. Maybe. Hello there. The wolf glances up from his phone for only a second, his expression not shifting even in the slightest. Shouldn't you be with your boyfriend right now? I was called to the faculty office. It's not really important. What about you? How come you're not in the, not with your saber-toothed friend? The wolf blinks a few times, shifting on his seat, scowling unhappily. What? You think we're glued at the hip or something? I was just trying to make conversation. He sighs, slowly shaking his head sideways and stuffs his phone back into his pocket. I can't have people around me all the time. I need to be alone every now and again. I don't like feeling crowded. Oh. Should I leave you alone then? You're fine. Stop being such a stupid worrywart. I like you because you have a sharp tongue, and you don't have to take my shit lying down. If you're gonna be acting all mushy and weird, then I don't know what I want to talk to you. Do you always have to be such a dickhead when we talk? You can't say something nice once in your life? There we go. That's better. He's smiling now. How come? Wait, was he baiting me into snapping back at him? What the hell? This dude is so weird. I guess if you wanted to be alone, that explains why you're all the way outside. It's nice here. Plus, and now I know that every time I try to go to the rooftop, there's a chance you'll be there. You really don't sound like you want to talk to me. You even came here on purpose to avoid me. Yes, I did want to avoid other people when I come down here. I'm here now, though. Stop being such a nag. You're not a chick. I swear to God, one day I'm going to smack this guy so hard he'll pass out. Plus, I want to eat in peace. He reaches behind him to grab a clear, disposable lunch box, the kind that you buy in convenience stores. Convenience store lunches, huh? Fancy. The wolf shrugs, tossing the container on the seat next to him once again. It gets the job done. Plus, I don't feel like cooking. Can you even cook? I have a little brother, an alcoholic father, and a lazy mother. What do you think? Oh, God, I'm sorry, I didn't... Haruki leans back on his seat, scratching his neck with the same bored look he always seems to have, even yawning a little. I did nothing. Stop being oversensitive. Congrats on that, I guess. Not like it's a big deal either. I think I remember Shoichi mentioning at some point that Haruki's father was arrested for being physically abusive. There we go. I don't really remember the details, but I guess a lot of things make sense when I think about it like that. At least you take care of your little brother really well, right? I try. Brad is as ungrateful as all hell, though. Still love him, though, I guess. You guess? But you didn't come here just for small talk, did you? You wanted to you wouldn't have bothered me just for that. Oh, I guess I just saw you there and thought, hey, there's Haruki. I should say hi. The wolf stares at me blankly, his yellow eyes nearly glowing under the shade, cold and piercing, examining me like a predator looking at prey. That's probably the dumbest thing I've heard all day, but at least you don't seem like you're lying. How would you even be able to tell? You deal with liars a whole lot. And you get used to noticing. I'm pretty good at telling when someone's lying to me. Their face and body says a lot. You are super easy to read, too. God damn it, does everyone have to tell me I'm easy to read? I'm not a friggin' book. Stop trying to read me. How's the blue dog, anyway? You two having a jolly good time. He snorts, as if he found his own joke incredibly funny. I want to feel uncomfortable at him asking me about this again. But all I can focus on is the fact that Shoichi was apparently upgraded from the gay dog to the blue dog. Progress? Why does that stuff even interest you so much? Haruki stares blankly for a few seconds, his eyes darting left and right, and scanning my face. After several moments of silence, he finally breaks eye contact by shrugging. I don't know. Since I had a part in getting you two together, I might be interested in knowing how it goes. That's not a valid reason. Could it be you just like to gossip? Hell no. Fuck off with that shit. I don't need to know everything else about you two. Just want to know about the dog. But why? Dude, you're so strange. Seriously. He's just gonna keep hounding me for an answer until I give him something. This isn't even the first time this has happened, so I already know how it'd go. This guy can be so annoying and insistent when he wants to be, like a dog with a bone. Which I'm sure he'd lunge on me if I ever said that to his face. It's been fine, never better. Does that answer your question? Haruki raises an eyebrow, staring at me with renewed interest. Oh, fine. Isn't usually the way to talk about things when you really are fine. You sure you don't just mean crappy? Why do people always insist in answering me with this sort of thing whenever I say things are fine? I might as well discontinue the word at this point since it never seems to work how I want it to. Things haven't been crappy. They've just been fine. Yeah, believe it or not, I have ears. I got that much on the first time. Then why are you still asking? 'Cause when you say fine, all I hear is eh. And that definitely amuses me. Look, there are rough patches here and there, but there's something that's something all relationships deal with. It's not a big deal. No. Are you telling me you two aren't the perfect couple whose entire life is a pure perfect match? Shocking. Pure perfect perfection? Give me a break. I didn't have enough time to think of something to compare it to. And yet you went for pure perfect perfection? Could we please ignore that and go back to the important stuff? No, this seems like a perfect way to piss you off and to keep you distracted from trying to gossip about Shuichi and I. What else is going on with you two, though? You guys fucked yet? Why am I being asked this question by him again? Didn't you already ask me this before once? Yes, but you said you two hadn't yet, and there's a chance you might have since it's been a while. Spill. No, I will not spill. This isn't any of your business. This is way beyond what might be your business. He blinks a few times, his eyebrows laying flat on his eyes. The edge of Haruki's lips twitch a little, making a fang visible for only just a second. Oh, is this just your way of telling me you're too embarrassed to say yes? So what does it matter to you that we have? You don't need to be asking me about this stuff. The wolf stares blankly at me, all traces of humor having completely disappeared from his expression. That's when I realized that, while I was trying to get him to stop asking me, I accidentally revealed a piece of information that I hadn't meant to. No, I didn't mean... Was he a good fight? What? My eyes go so wide that they start to hurt a little bit, my face turning redder than it ever has in recent memory. His eyes are completely neutral, no hint of a joking tone or expression. You heard me. Is he good in bed? No way I'm answering that. Why the hell do you want to know that? Why are you so interested in our fucking sex life? Stop being so weird. His eyes go wide, his mouth hanging ever so slightly open, staring at me with disbelief. He looks down and away from me, biting his lip. Without another word, he gets up from his seat, grabbing his empty, dirty lunchbox and carrying it with him. I'm heading out now. What? Why? What's this all of a sudden? What? You only wanted to talk to me until you could get some information, and then that's it? Are you kidding me? What's going on here? Doesn't matter. He walks past me, bumping against my shoulder, showing no sign of stopping or caring about it. Why are you in a bad mood all of a sudden? Hey, Haruki, answer me! For fuck's sake, you're way too needy. I have better things to do with my day than playing around with you, fag ass. Okay. Go kiss your boyfriend or whatever and stop bugging me. I told you I wanted to be alone. I watch him walk away from me, stomping the ground as he does so. I'm left far too stunned to even react to it at all. This was way too weird. What the hell happened just now? The curiosity itself was already a bit strange from the get-go, but now the sudden mood swing. Did I say something? He's never behaved like this before. While I'm standing around and trying to understand just what the fuck has happened, the bell rings, snapping my attention back to the real world. Shit. I have to rush back to the main building, needing to get back to class as soon as possible since the teacher that has the next period is super annoying and this kind of thing, yes. With the end of our classes for the day, students have begun moving out in droves, heading out to their clubs, homes, or to hang out with their friends after class. I finish organizing all of my things before I can head out, making sure to organize my tennis bag one last time to see if everything is in order before I leave.
I feel so completely lost with most of what's been explained in class today.
June sighs and whines pitifully, sprawled over his desk. You were out for a full week. I guess that much is to be expected. You think you're gonna be all right?
Yeah, I'm glad Ayako-san gave me all those in-depth notes so I can study from them. She even made footnotes and simplified explanations to help me understand.
That's good. It's no secret she's the best note taker in class. You people usually always go to her to ask for copies of her notes for that reason alone. But of course, given her personality, that usually comes accompanied with having to survive her teasing them for needing it in the first place. I remember asking her for it the first time last year and how she gave me the whole fu laugh and started prodding and poking me with uncomfortable questions just to get a bit of amusement at my expense. She's a great person, but her sense of humor can grind my gears sometimes, so I made sure never to ask her for anything like that afterwards. I think her only weakness is the history subject, okay. Although that might just be because she can't adapt to the kind of history that is taught by Shima-sensei. That was for sure a really nice thing for her to do. She doesn't usually let people have her notes without making fun of them for a bit first.
Really? She never made fun of me like that before.
I know, that just makes me bitter over the unequal treatment.
Are you heading to practice today, Yuichi?
Yeah, the next competition is going to be soon, so I can't afford to slack off now.
Oh, I see. Good luck with practice then.
Why are you looking so down? Aren't you gonna head to the music room to practice yourself? I thought you'd be hyped about that.
My parents forbade me from it.
What? How come?
They said I needed to focus on resting this week and all. They think I don't listen to my body when it tries to give me warning signs. Yuichi-san?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you expecting me to disagree with them over that or something? I'm actually on board with this.
What? That's so mean. But I want to practice.
And it's exactly this attitude of yours that made me forbid you from it. Throwing a tantrum doesn't help your case any either. You were out of commission for a week. Maybe it's not the worst thing to keep resting to keep your body and to give your body time to recover. You were dealing with a ton of fatigue. You're still not looking 100% either.
But I need to practice. I feel fine.
That's a little hard to believe, especially when you don't even look at me in the eyes when you say that. I place a hand on top of June's head, gently running my fingers through his fur, trying to being as reassuring as I can. Give yourself a break for a bit. You'll just make people worry about you otherwise.
Okay.
Whoa, that worked? That was easier than I thought. I'm heading out now. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Walking inside the building, I can't help from feeling a certain sense of enthusiasm wash over me. It's nice to have some of my old sense of enthusiasm back. I truly thought it might never return. For someone like me who's loved tennis so dearly and for so long, the feeling that I was only going through the motions with it was really scary. Since I got here early, most of the students that are already here have either just finished getting changed or are stretching and warming up, or are there still in the locker room. I definitely don't want to linger around the lockers to chat with people, because then I'd be exposed to way more half-naked guys than I'd like to see, now more than ever. God, this is going to have to be a new concern for me now, worrying that I might out myself in the locker room. You better make sure to always stay down in the locker room, mister. Hey there, Iwichi-kun. Saya walks out of the female's locker room, looking around a bit before spotting me and bounding my way. Hey there, you're here early. Of course I am. I'm the club's captain. What did you expect? Her tyranny is unparalleled. Under her draconic rule, she forced all her underlings to perform menial tasks with little in the way of instructions, merely sitting back on her comfy chairs and being handed and fanned by the servants. I'm not a tyrant. That's what a tyrant would say. I'm too cute to be a tyrant. Okay, Saya. I get the feeling that if I disagree, I'm basically giving up on life. You know me so well. 12 years practice, buddy. Saya squirms happily on her spot, cooing gently at the remark. It really has been a long while. I'm glad. 12 years ago, I was full of hopes and dreams, and then I met you, and now, well, those two things have nothing to do with each other. They don't, but I can still make any two things sound related if I phrase it right. That's manipulative. You say that because you're an only child. You have no idea much younger siblings get to abuse this tactic. You talk as if Aki-kun were even the type to do that sort of thing in the first place. Because I have to give her that much. Aki was never that big of a handful. Granted, back when we were much younger, he seemed to barely want to talk to me or spend time with me. In fact, for a while I was sure he hated me. I don't know what it was that happened, but around 5 or 6 years ago, he suddenly changed and became very attracted to me. Attached, that's what that says. Either way, as an older brother, I can say there is no greater joy. On a different role, how do you feel about the regional round approaching? I'm totally ready to kick ass in it. I doubt it. You barely have any noteworthy competition left in the female league in here in Japan. That doesn't really mean much. The league's level has been a lot lower over the past 5 years. I hear there are a lot of really great hopefuls in the U13 level, but there's no way I'd get a chance to play against any of them anyway. Not to mention the gap in skill and experience would be huge. That too, maybe if some of them end up going pro. At least your spot is number 1 and secure. That's no fun. I wish they'd let me compete in the male league. I'm sure I'd kick ass in there too. Well, honestly, I don't doubt it. I've never seen Saya play against one of the guys, but I've watched her play in general hundreds of times over the years. It scares me just how good she is. The fact that I get way more attention than her almost feels undeserved. But then again, female leagues get less attention in most sports for some kind of reason. It's really unfair and I hate it. I can't even imagine how Saya must feel about it.
Whoa, there you two are.
A deep voice calls out from nearby, interrupting my conversation with Saya. Hey, Mikado-san. Good afternoon.
Sayatan, Yukun, good afternoon.
The crocodile flashes us a very toothy grin, placing both hands on his sides and nodding. Hey there, Keikun. Are you tagging along with the coach today?
He said he needed the 3 of us for something.
What is it?
I have some news to share. As you already know, I keep in contact with some of our alumni.
Alumni. Yes.
I've managed to convince a couple of them to come by for a little while to help the three of you train again.
Oh, is Kato-kun coming over again? Is he? Coach's smile widens even more.
Correct. I've been nagging them for a while, but they were giving me the runaround. This morning I finally managed to seal the deal. They'll be arriving this week and will train with us for 5 days.
Wow, really? Yay, Kato-kun is coming over. That's pretty incredible. I imagine they would be really busy with practice this time of year. How did you convince them?
It was hard, but I finally managed to win them over when I bribed them. When I bribed them free tickets. And all expense paid for the entire week. I also already checked with the school and was given permission to use the courts over the weekend.
That's amazing. I don't even know what to say. It must have cost you a fortune. I never knew Coach could be so generous. All this stuff, I can't believe he would go out of his way. Go out of his way like this, especially when being arranged so suddenly like this. And Coach bellows out in a booming laugh, crossing his arms and leaning his head back while he cackles.
Don't you worry about that. I just marked this as work expenses, so I can deduct it from the school's budget.
Oh, never mind. I should have seen this coming. Will any of the girls be coming over too?
And why did you only call the 3 of us here? We had 7 players qualify for the next competition. Well, yes, the other 4 already gave up on this special training back when we had some players over April. Which put me in a really awkward position with some of the alumnus that came over and just watched from the sidelines, and we didn't have enough players actually playing with them.
Right, I remember that. A lot of players starting to walk out of the club entirely, saying that week of training was far too Spartan. I think at the end of it, only about 5 of us stuck through the whole time, and the other 2 hadn't qualified. Okay.
With that said, I didn't invite any of the girls this time. Only Morisaki and Sasaki will be coming back with this time.
Huh? How come? What about me then?
You'll be training with the boys. Last time you were already showing you were adapting very well to the girls and managing to beat them pretty often. Granted, none of them were ranked quite as highly as Morisaki and Sasaki are.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad. Although, I will miss playing against Shina-senpai.
Yes, and that's also the fact that I couldn't quite fit anymore into the budget without administration asking too many questions. But yes, mostly the first thing. I've been keeping track of those 2 ever since the training week in April. It seems their rank have also increased a bit since they were last here.
Kato-kun took part in the Challenger competition 2 weeks ago and climbed all the way to 212. What about Sasaki-san? Wasn't he already ranked in the top 200 last time he was here?
He's currently ranked 161.
Huh? Is it me, or did that number not change at all that much? Morisaki-senpai went up over 100 positions in the ranks.
It seems there's a huge wall somewhere around the top 150. Getting someone in that position is much easier than getting past it.
So he's plateaued? It's not that bad. It's only been 2 months. So he's still gone up almost 20 positions in that time. That's pretty pretty steady progress. I guess so. I just have a hard time believing that that guy was so incredibly overwhelming to play against when he was here. It's difficult to imagine him struggling to climb the professional ladder when that's the image I have of him. Which probably just means there are way more amazing people than him out there. The thought is terrifying. Suddenly, a huge hand plops itself on my shoulder, startling me and nearly making me jump.
Okay, with that said, let's move on to the next order of business.
Hang on, shouldn't we discuss details about the guy's stay over here? When we'll practice and how many times, that sort of stuff.
We can leave that for later. There is something else that I need to deal with first.
With what's that?
I have a little bit of an experiment I want to perform.
A what? That sounds super dangerous. Why isn't anyone even reacting to this at all?
Yuichi-kun, have you, and Sayatan ever played against each other?
Huh, us? Not really.
How come?
We play in completely different leagues, so we never thought there was a point to it.
Is that a question or a statement?
Coach chuckles, a high-pitched noise that almost comes out as a whistle, very different from his usual laugh.
Really? So you're telling me that you've never been curious about it? Not even once.
Yes, I never thought about it before, I don't think.
Why don't you think about it now?
Wait, are you saying we should play against each other? Now? Oh, I think I get it. The crocodile places his enormous hand on top of Saya's head, flattening her ears and petting her.
Very good, Sayatan. But how about we let him figure it out on his own?
Okay. I really don't get it. I'm supposed to play Saya? Why? I mean, she's...
Yes, she's a what?
Yeah, Yuichi-kun, go on. Finish that statement. What am I? A rabbit.
Oh boy, let's, things are getting a bit dangerous here.
I suddenly feel like my life is being threatened. Is there any point in this?
Why do you seem to think there isn't?
Don't get me wrong, okay? I know Saya's an amazing player. She's much more stressful in her league than I am in mine, but that's the thing. The two of us are in completely different leagues. We'd never compete with each other.
So you think you don't think there's any point participating against someone you wouldn't compete with?
Well, no. Why would there be? Practice is supposed to be a way of preparing yourself for the real thing. There's never going to be a situation where I'm going to be seriously competing with a girl unless I decide to play mixed doubles, and I'm not really interested in doubles. That's too bad. I think it'd be fun if the two of us played doubles together. No thanks, I'm a solo player.
Let me tell you right now, you're being far too short-sighted.
Huh? Did he just insult me or something? How am I being short-sighted? Female league and male leagues are different. Fundamentally different. Female players don't play the same way as male players do. Playstyles are completely different. Barely anything I might learn here will be applicable to a match with other guys.
So?
What do you mean, so? That's my whole point!
Up until now, you've only been selected for training partners by looking at other players you wanted to get accustomed to playing against, or ones who played similarly enough to other competitors so that they could be used as a stand-in, haven't you?
Keikun looks away uncomfortably, making me suddenly feel very self-conscious and crappy about that. Yeah, I never really been one to have training partners in the first place. Sorry, Keikun.
Which is why I'm saying that you're short-sighted. You only look at the immediate benefit of training with someone. Will playing against them now help me beat them in the future? Or will playing against this person help me in the future against another rival? That's how you've thought until now.
I nod, knowing that these words are correct. I have no shame over it in the first place. After all, what's the point in it? point if I have nothing to gain from it?
You can always learn something from the opponent if you are willing to. It doesn't matter their skill level or what league that they compete in. That much is a fact. It's a fundamental truth you've never learned until now, due to your own selfish nature.
My what? I'm not a selfish person.
Oh, is that a fact? I wonder what your friends here might think of that.
Huh? Coach takes a few steps back, putting both his hands on Saya and Keisuke's shoulders, pushing forward even so gently towards me. Well, how do I put this? Coach is a bit...
He's not exactly wrong.
There's no way. I'm not selfish. I'm always trying to help my friends as best I can. That's why I ignore them on a daily basis. I'm not a selfish person at all. You're a really good person most of the time, even after your personality started warping a few years ago. That much never changed. My personality warped? I mean, I guess I became a bit more introverted and sarcastic over the years, but it can't be that noticeable that she can call it warped. Could it? But ever since I've known you, you've always been really selfish, only when it comes to tennis.
I agree. I know I haven't known you nearly as long, but I spent a long time looking up to you and wanting to play with you, and you kept refusing me until you were either forced into it, or decided that you could benefit from it.
But that's normal, right? Why would I go out of my way to do something that?
From the look on your face, I'm guessing it still hasn't clicked in your head. Well, it's not like that. Selfishness is in and of itself a problem. The problem is that it has currently placed itself in front of something you need to realize.
And there's a reason why you're all being so cryptic? Because if we just told you, you'd ignore us just like you have for the past few years. I huff, suddenly feeling very annoyed at this whole charade. I shoot Keikun a look, trying to see what he has to say about it.
Don't look at me. I have no idea what these two are trying to get at either.
Coach places a hand on Keisuke's head, doing to him the same he did to Saya just a few moments earlier, smiling awkwardly at the hair.
I'm sorry, Keikun. This is a lesson you'll have to learn as well, I'm afraid, and one that you might not like.
What's that supposed to mean? Okay, at this point, I'm both annoyed and confused.
Yuichi-kun, your attitude towards tennis has, so far, hasn't been necessarily wrong. You are right that as far as future professionals, you should always draw looking for ways to maximum your gain from your training. The problem is your way of doing so has actually limited you heavily.
Go on.
I believe to a certain level, you've already begun to understand it, although not fully. When I called Murasaki and the others here a few moments ago, I thought for sure that would be the push you needed. It certainly started the progress off, but didn't quite work as well as I hoped.
I think I'm going to end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.